Hey, buds, I'm your host, Sam.
And I'm your co-host, Brianna.
And this is
Kush and
Crime. Welcome back to another episode of Kush and Crime. What's up, Brianna?
Not much. Enjoying this cool breezy day over here.
Yep, that sounds so nice. As usual, it was hot as fuck over here. So,
Yep, sounds about right. That checks.
I'm a little jealous, but it's okay. So, before we get into it, I do have one thing I want to remark on, and it's mostly just a thank you and ask for your help as well. So, since Brianna and I have started the podcast back up, which that's maybe almost 2 months now.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Since we started it back on, there hasn't been a single day that we have gone without a play or a listen.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was waiting to tell you until we were on here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I want to say thank you guys, because obviously we would be nothing without our listeners, our buds, our meat bags, our everything. So thank you. And Brianna, I'm asking your opinion and telling you at the same time. I was thinking that our Instagram is kind of low on followers, and that's okay. Followers don't necessarily translate to listeners. However, I would like to at least get us above 100 followers on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, if possible. We are really close on Instagram. We're at 84. I need to check. It might be different. So I would like to offer up a giveaway. If we can get over 100 followers on Instagram, we should do a giveaway. What do you think?
I think that would be a great idea. What do you think we might give away? Or is that a surprise?
Well, since this is Kush and Crime, what would we be without a few Kush-related items, as well as maybe some merchandise or stickers or, things I just have lying around?
Heck yeah, that'd be awesome. Too bad we can't send any actual Kush.
No, definitely not. Unfortunately, we don't want to get arrested. We like to keep it legal over here. So we don't become part of our own podcast. But accessories. I'm okay with accessories.
Yep.
Also, shirts. I have t-shirts that were made still. I have Kush and Crime branded candles named after strains.
What? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I still have those from back in the day. So some vintage merch, but the candles are still good. So they still smell really good. So
Heck
get
yeah.
us over 100 followers. We'll do a giveaway. We'll announce it officially, what it's going to be, what we're going to have once we get to 100 followers. And then every single one of you that like in the giveaway post after that will be entered in to win the giveaway. So we'll give you more information once we actually get past 100 followers, but just know that we need your support, and we would like to thank you again for being active listeners. Okay, so we'll give away, we'll follow that up, and make sure you're following on Instagram. Threads, we're on Threads now. Yeah, Patreon, you don't even have to sign up for the premium tiers if you don't want to, just support, put it out there. But again, 100 followers on Instagram, we launch a giveaway. So let's make it happen. You guys are powerful. Let's do it.
Heck yeah. Like, share, subscribe. You all know someone else who loves true crime. That person at work, that's like the one thing that you guys talk about. That might be the one thing you guys have in common.
Literally.
Suggest the podcast. Maybe you'll find another thing that you guys have in common.
Like
smoking a bunch of weed.
Yeah, as I make the symbol to Brianna. Yeah. Like you guys can see me.
Weed always brings people together.
Yes, a community drug, if I do say
yeah.
so myself. Speaking of, would you like to take it away with the strain of the day?
Heck yes, let's do it. All right. So the strain of the day today is called Black Sundae. But it's
Ooh,
Sunday like spelled like an ice cream sundae.
I was just saying how I wanted ice cream.
I had ice cream yesterday.
Ugh,
That's what I had for dinner because I'm an
ugh.
adult and
You're allowed to make those choices.
I had a big lunch, I had a big lunch. A little later, like a kind of a late lunch. So yeah. Me and my other half went out and got some ice cream and I got 2 scoops and it tasted really good. But I would say that this weed strain tastes better than the ice cream, but that's just
What?
not
Oh,
that's just not the
I
case.
was gonna say how that was some shitty ice cream.
That- Tasting like leaves and sticks. Tasting like the outdoors.
Smelling like cat piss.
Yeah. No. No, the ice cream I had was delicious. It was a scoop of cherry like cherry chocolate or whatever and a scoop of blueberry cheesecake with like huge fucking chunks of cheesecake in there. Like
Ugh.
chunks of cheesecake.
Chunks. Oh, cheesecake. Mm.
And blueberries and like around here, blueberries, cherries, like it's the season, so they're all fresh. They're all super sweet. This ice cream is out of this world. Anyway,
We digress.
I digress. This is not an ice cream, but it is spelled like the ice cream sundae. So Black Sundae is the name of the bud. It's grown here at least through Top Shelf is the brand.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that it's like a strain that's owned by some like, weed genetic place in Colorado or something. So if you look it up
Okay.
online, that's where it's probably going to lead you to. But best believe we do have this strain here in the state that I reside in. And the cool thing about this strain, or at least like this jar or how they sell it, it comes in like a
Oh.
fucking glass mug.
That is so cool. I love that. One, for sustainability purposes, and two, that is the most interesting like packaging I've ever seen when it comes to weed. Like wood. No, that that is so cool. It literally is like a coffee mug.
Yeah, it's a glass coffee mug and it's solid. Like this thing is fucking solid. We have gotten this brand, they always have like these really nice glass containers with these like reusable. It's plastic, but it's like really flexible, durable plastic. Like it
Like the kitty
almost
cup
feels like
lid.
rubber. Yeah. And I've put these in the dishwasher. Like we reuse these. I use the little jars for like sauces and stuff, but this one comes in a mug. It's
That's
called a
awesome.
half a pint and it has a picture of a cute little flower on it. And this Black Sunday bud though, like the buds themselves, I think it's called Black Sunday. Well, it's called Black Sunday because it's mixed between Sunday Driver, Sunday spelled like the ice cream,
Mm-hmm. I've had that.
and Black Spritzer.
Okay.
But the nice thing is these buds, you can't really see because I'm bad at showing things on the phone, Sam.
Oh, it's like orangey and hairy, like leafy.
Super hairy, orangey, and it's probably hard to see in the light, but the buds are dark purple, like a deep, dark purple, big orange hairs.
Mm.
It smells really good. It tastes okay. Not gonna lie, the taste I'm not like super thrilled about. It's not a bad taste, but it's not like a really fruity kind of taste. It's kind of more of like an earthy, like kind of like weed, kind of like more like a weed kind of taste. Herby kind of taste.
Fair.
Smoke's great though. The price on this one, honestly, I'm not sure because my other half bought it.
So it was free.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's the greatest price.
Girl math.
Yeah,
Girl
exactly.
Math. It's free.
Yep, obvi. But this one, this is an indica leaning hybrid, and it says that the total like THC in it is 19%. So it doesn't sound like it hits well, but it hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does the job. It was between this one and another one that came in like a different, like more typical kind of like plastic container. And just off the smell and the appearance, I've been picking this one all week. We're almost out. Our mug is almost empty.
It literally is. I could see it. It looks sad.
Yeah, we need a refill. We need a top off on this coffee mug here.
From Top Shelf. Top off from Top Shelf.
Exactly. Hey, hear me out, Top Shelf. I like your Black Sundae bud. It's so this bud apparently is known for its dense resin production and dark purple to black hues and high yielding nature. That's what it says online.
High yielding nature, like when you grow it, I'm assuming.
I guess so. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay. I mean, like, what else would that mean?
That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
that's got to be it.
It has to.
Someone might correct us, and if so, that's okay.
Do it in the comments.
Because I don't know. But yeah, high yielding nature. That sounds like that. It's prolific, like it reproduces well or something.
That's always good for bud. You want a lot of weed?
Heck yeah. Want to grow a lot of weed? Apparently, this is a good one for it. You know what's crazy that I was thinking about? I think it was last week. I was smoking a joint and I fucking smelled and tasted a seed.
No.
Yes.
That's
okay.
The worst.
And at first you're like, ew, what the fuck? Like smoking a seed is like, it sucks. Like if it's happened to you, it sucks. Sometimes they like get really hot and they like pop and it like scares the shit out of you.
It sucks because you could have got that shit and grew it.
That too. That for the most part, from what I've heard, like apparently like it has to be like a certain one. Like it has to be one of the ones with like stripes on it or something. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, I can't even remember the last time that I tasted and smelled. Oh, that smell and that taste. You don't forget it.
You don't.
Yeah. And even the person next to you can smell it and be like, oh, you got a seed. Yep. Yeah.
Like the millennial stink face.
Take a couple more rips of that. You can keep that over there until that seed clears up before you pass it over here.
Oh my God.
I was like, damn. Yeah, it's been a long time. And too bad someone didn't see it when they were breaking up the bud. Because, yeah, we could have started our own little plant over here.
It's almost like Brianna gets the princess treatment quite a bit. The weed was free. The Sunday was free. The joint magically rolled itself.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. He does spoil me. Yes.
That's good.
Very much so. Especially when it comes to the weed. Like, I don't even like, a lot of times I'm not even the one that goes to the store. He goes to the store. He picks it up. Like, he does all the rolling. The only thing is, you know what? I do want to buy myself a bong, though. Like a nice one.
Yeah, I just did.
And then I want to pack the shit out of it with this Black Sundae bud because the buds are just so dark and dense. Or not dense, just dark. And they're actually fluffy. They're not dense.
Yeah, it didn't look like solid. It looked fluffy.
Yeah, it is fluffy. And it breaks up really nicely because it's so fluffy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty sticky, but not like Gorilla Glue sticky.
Oh my God. That's why it's called Gorilla Glue.
Oh my God, that stuff is crazy. But yeah, no, this is a good one. I like it a lot. Even if you're like kind of just an occasional smoker, not much of a stoner, it's a good one.
Good. All right. So thank you. I will be interested in trying it. I can't wait for the day that we can smoke together again. And then we can make him roll for me as well. Because he's the only one that rolls.
Do you know how much bud we're going to have to smoke? Like when you come out here, though, it's going to be crazy. We're going to have to smoke nonstop.
Oh, I know. We're literally going to have to smoke nonstop. Because first of all, it's going to be forever since we've seen each other. We're obviously going to have to record a video, like an episode in person, like a smoke session, like we talked about. So yeah, it's going to be like, that's just constantly going to be smoking.
We're going to need lots of coffee.
I was just thinking that. I was like, I'm going to be so fucking burnt out. But that's good. And then what I could do is you can give me a sativa strain and then you can deal with me while I'm on sativa and then you can understand.
And then I'm definitely going to videotape you and then post video of Sam freaking out on sativa for the listeners.
It's, like, not even that, it's just my mind, like, goes so crazy. It's just, like, overworks itself. Like, I understand when people say that they can't smoke weed, like, because it makes them so, like, anxious. It's because 'cause y'all are smoking the wrong type of weed, if I'm being honest with you. You need to do some research, and for me, indicas, which put normal people on their fucking ass and make them go to sleep, just make me function. So, that's why I'm such an indica advocate.
You're just combining them.
Indica
Into
indica
adva.
Inda again, indica advocate. That was really hard to say. The whole
You got
time
it.
Brianna was talking about her strain of the day, I was also smoking indica. I was smoking cheddar cheese.
Cheddar cheese, that was the one you're smoking?
Mhm. This shit's
Damn, been a
good.
while since I had a cheese.
I know, and it smells like a cheese. If you don't know what a
Ooh,
cheese smells like, it smells like cat piss and,
yeah,
like, stank. It's stanky.
nice and potent.
But it's always so good and always so
Mm-hmm.
worth it.
I haven't seen a cheese. I gotta start going to the store more often, apparently.
Mhm. You gotta start looking for it. My people know, like, what my favorite strain is at my dispensary, and they know that they're never gonna get it, and they know that I'm very sad.
So do they just like call you and or like email you like, hey, your shit's in?
So for me, what I do is there is a dispensary that is directly on my route home. It's very convenient. And they always have the best deals. I can get a full ounce for like 99, sometimes for like 69, depending on like the
Damn.
deals that are I know it's cheap. So I will just do an online order, which they never have had been. Just do my little online order. I look at the deals. I see what's dealing. I'd look, go in there after I order, grab it. It's always done within like 10 seconds. Go in. They're like, hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Love you. Bye. Have a good day.
Aw.
And then I leave. And then I don't see them for like a week. And then they're like, hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. I love them there. They're amazing. They don't sponsor us, so I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, no.
Yeah, our shop, they know my other half very well.
Yeah, I bet.
To the point to where like when he doesn't go in, they're like, hey, where you been at?
Worried. They get worried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, my job would know that something was wrong with me if I didn't show up within 10 minutes of us being open. You know, your people know you. When you have those
Yep.
patterns, you know, they know. They pay attention.
Yep.
That's good. You gotta have people having
Definitely.
your back. The dispensary,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's the best person to have your back.
Yeah, maybe they'll report you missing quick.
Yeah. If he didn't go in there for a week, they might like look up his license. Like, all right, where the fuck is this motherfucker at? Come knock on
Yeah.
the door, do a wellness check.
Mm-hmm.
I might come make
Yeah.
sure.
They don't want to end up on a true crime show.
Like ours. Kush Crime. Can you
Exactly.
imagine? The true. Speaking of the true Kush Crime, today's episode is, hitting our roots. This is a case about the cannabis business.
Ooh.
The legal side, the black market side, and the dangers that come with it, and one man that was so tangled up that it got him killed.
Tangled up in the weeds.
In the weeds. Oh, that's good. That was good. I wish I thought of that. I thought that was good, what I said. But she just elevated it. That's why she's here, guys.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. I thought what you said sounded great.
Oh,
That sounded
thanks.
amazing. Of course.
So today we're going to be talking about Tushar Atre. And my primary source for this case is the book that Brianna and I were looking at a couple weeks ago. And it was like A Killing in Cannabis, a true story of love, murder, and California weed by Scott Eden.
Yo, not gonna lie, California weed has been my favorite in all the weed that I have smoked so far.
I know I
It's
had some,
very good.
but I was so thirsty when we when I was there with you that I just was like the whole time.
That's Fresno, man. It's a desert.
It was so bad. I am from the East Coast, okay? I'm used to having moisture in my air, sometimes so thick that I can fucking drink it if I want to.
Yeah, and it's like literally the total opposite.
I don't know how y'all do that. I don't know how y'all live in dry heat like that. Like, I don't know how I live in the humidity either because it's bad. But whoo, it's dry out there in certain parts. Obviously, other parts are different, but
Yeah, luckily where we're at now, it's definitely not dry. But there, it is desert. It is like no humidity. It is just sun beating down on you, no clouds. Crazy.
it's where those tumbleweeds come from.
Literally the first time I ever seen tumbleweeds in my entire life. I thought that was a joke. I thought that was like not a real thing. And there they are everywhere. They're everywhere down there. They're
Yeah.
all over the place. Right in the
Yeah.
city.
That's crazy. And the city is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's tumbleweeds. Like,
Just see one going past you.
stuff is crazy down there. I don't know what's going on down there. Good food.
Yeah. Good coffee, Dutch Bros.
Yeah, Dutch Bros. Shout out Dutch Bros. But even still in Fresno, I don't even know when you were there if there were the weed shops around, or they might have just opened because it took a while for Fresno to get behind the legal weed bandwagon.
I think they were.
It might have been like when they had just started opening, because it was like a big deal for them to open up like 2-3 shops initially. But I will say the Stizzy brand, oof, that is by far some of the best bud I've ever had. That shit is fire. If you ever get the chance to get your hands on it, definitely do it. It's definitely a California only brand, but it's so good. We definitely got off track a little.
Oh, a lot.
Lots of kush. Lots of kush in today's episode.
But that's okay. That's like mostly the theme of today. So it's fine.
Hell yeah.
So again, we're talking about Tushar Atre, and Tushar was born on August 1st. Sorry. Too much kush. Okay. Try that again. Tushar was born August 1st, 1969 in Germany. Both her and Tushar's father were from India. At a young age, his mom, Shaku, knew that she was going places. She grew up in India and in a time that women were not allowed to learn English. Somehow, she was able to get her family to force the school to teach her, and she excelled. She even told her parents that she would not do an arranged marriage and that whomever she married, they would have to pay her family a dowry, which, yeah, was the opposite
Dang,
of the time.
girl.
Yeah. So you
Heck
could tell
yeah.
she was a boss bitch, okay? She did the
I love
things.
this chick.
Yeah. She had met an Indian man and they moved to Germany together. And there she got a scholarship for her studies and began studying computer programming, to which, again, she excelled at. And then she started working for IBM, which is a pretty big computer company. Is it still? I don't know.
I think so. I'm pretty
It
sure.
was. I remember like growing up seeing IBM everywhere. I don't know how big or relevant or how well they are now, but it was, at least. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was around this time that she had Tushar, and then her and her family immigrated to New York, where she was almost able to force the New York IBM to hire her. They didn't want to hire her because she would have been quote unquote a new hire, and because she was Indian, and because she was a female, so she was like they were giving her all these hard times, but she was able to talk them into it, and then she ended up working for New York IBM and excelled at that also.
Yo, this woman, I feel like she does not take no for an answer. She's like, I'm gonna get what I want, and I've worked my ass off, and you are not gonna screw me over.
Mm-hmm. She's a boss bitch. When Tushar was old enough, she helped her son, Tushar, create a tech startup called AutreNet. It was a successful website building for those in the Silicon Valley. And Tushar felt that the company was mostly his mother's doing, obviously, as we talked about. That's her thing. And creation. So that's why he named it after their last name, because it was also her last name. So they called it AutreNet.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, mama's boy. Tushar was Tushar was loaded with the success of his company, although reports from how he treated employees started with AtreNet. They could still be found online, but basically they said that the management was terrible. There was always an issue with getting paid on time or what was initially promised. So not great.
What does it mean by what was initially promised?
So let's say, for example, I tell you you meet a deadline and I'm going to pay you X. I'm going to pay you $1,200. You met your deadline, but I only gave you $1,000 and I gave you a stupid reason as to why I'm not going to pay you the other 200.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. So even though it seems like you did the work, you're not getting paid for what you did at the end of the day.
Right. And
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing with him was paying people on time. His attitude, the way he treated people was not good. Like there was multiple reports from employees on like an employer rating website saying that
Mm.
he's crap, like he was bad. He had owned property in Santa Cruz for about 20 years. He was known among the local surfing community as he was always out in the water. He was also very athletic and was always outside doing something. He owned multiple properties in the Santa Cruz area, actually, and he had rented out, like some of them, out as Airbnbs. Most of the properties were near the beach, so he always kept extra boards and bikes and things, and like he was always out trying to adventure seek, do shit.
Hell yeah. I don't blame him. It's beautiful over there. That's a beautiful area. So being out there in the water, right by the water and having all those properties, that's nice. That's
Money.
nice. Yeah.
It's a lot of money floating around.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh, one day he was at one of his properties digging through the garage for a board when he met the tenants of the property, Rachel and Cynthia Lynch. Rachel was wrenching. Rachel was renting. I hate myself.
Just combining words.
I can't. It's the Kush. Uh, Rachel was renting out the property, and when she saw Tushar, she thought he was really handsome. He had these like bright green eyes, like very piercing. Um, and he had this like big personality and like he was so outgoing and like so nice. And she liked him. And Cynthia, who's Rachel's mom, would chat to him, sorry, when he would come over to the property. And she was like trying to convince
Ah.
Rachel, like, Rachel, he's here. You want to talk to him? Come on, girl. You can do it. Rachel was like, no, 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 it's fine, it's fine. Like, none of us want our moms like, no, I'm good. Please
Oh my
don't.
God. Yeah, no, ew.
Yeah. But Rachel and Tushar did end up start talking. And Cynthia was like, hee, yay, I did it. Uh, Tushar took Rachel out surfing, and she had never been before. And she was just following his lead. And he took her out to the most dangerous spot with like all these fucking rocks and shit. And again, she had never been out surfing before. So she's like a complete beginner. And the waves at the time were like super dangerous and they were like really shitty. And then they were near all these rocks, but she did it. And he was like, yeah, woo, you did it. Yay. Woo. And then after they went out to lunch and he was like, well, tell me all about yourself. Tell me about you. Rachel was in the cannabis industry. She grew up in Vermont. And when you live in the middle of nowhere in the woods, there's not much else to do besides smoke weed.
Hell yeah.
So that's what she did. And she started smoking weed when she was 13. My God, what is wrong with me? A few years later, she was like getting ready to go to New Zealand as a foreign exchange student. And her mom, Cynthia, had confronted her before she left saying, hey, listen, I don't like you smoking weed. Like, I don't think you should do it anymore, especially when you go out to New Zealand. Like, I don't want you getting in trouble. And she's like, Mom, I'm going to smoke weed. I'm getting straight A's. Okay. Just try it before you judge me for it.
Like try the weed?
Yeah. Like, try weed. Try smoking weed. She's like, not
Okay.
with me. Try it with whoever. Just try it. So she did. And she liked it. So she like backed off. Yeah.
Can't beat them, join them.
Exactly. I mean, smart on her. And I wish my mom would smoke weed. She really fucking needs it. She needs to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, same with my mom. Oh my God, she's like 1,000 miles a minute all the time. Everything's like blah all the time, all at once. And it's like, bro, making me need to smoke a joint.
Do you know like how much better most people would be if they just smoked a little bit of weed?
Just a little bit. It doesn't have to be like a crazy amount. You don't got to be like a crazy stoner, but
Right.
just a little bit.
Right. Just try it. Just
Mm-hmm.
just give it a chance. Not just 1 or 2 times though. You got to try it at least 3 to 4 times to verify if
Yeah,
you like it or not.
definitely tried a couple different times, different strains, different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys went back that far to listen. If you didn't, I suggest you go back. But a couple years ago, I was on the podcast, Dro TV, and we talked about like my first time. You talk about my first time smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about the first time I smoked weed, but then I talked about the first time I actually got high because those are 2 different things, you know. So
For sure.
you have to experiment a little bit. And we are not encouraging you to do underage drugs. Make sure you're of legal age and smoke responsibly. If you start smoking weed and you were underage, bad. Shame on you. We didn't condone that. Don't do that.
Bad. So bad.
So bad.
Your brain cells will not thank you for that.
No, they won't. We didn't tell you to do that. Nope. Nope, we didn't. Anyway, after high school, Rachel started dating her drug dealer, her weed dealer. And she started growing weed behind her mom's house. So she was like really getting into it now.
Wait, is this after she went to New Zealand?
Yeah, like she came back.
Okay.
Everything was fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Everything was fine.
Okay,
She
okay,
came
okay.
back. Yeah, sorry.
Nothing crazy happened in New Zealand. No, that's okay. I was just like, is something gonna happen there?
I'm like, well, what the fuck? No, it just happened to me because she was leaving. See, this is the problem. It's like I want to include all the information, but I can't. So I just have to include like little bits and pieces.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It is like an entire book. So
I literally was just about to say this is like an hour to hour and a half long format. I'm not going to sit here and recap the entire book for you guys. You can go read it, but I'm going to tell you the highlights. So after she graduated high school, she was dating her dealer. She was growing weed behind her mom's house, and she was helping her boyfriend by moving weed to her brother in Boston, who sold it to the college kids out there.
oh wow. So she was starting to get like into distributing.
She was. She
Yeah.
really was. So she ended up going to college for an equestrian program and found out that those rich kids would pay a fuck ton for weed. So she started selling it to them. She was making a good fucking profit. So she dropped out of equestrian school because of it. And then she changed schools and then her degree to environmental studies to focus on like learning how to grow and learning the environment, things like that.
She need to learn how to grow the weed. So she went into environmental studies.
Yep.
That is hilarious. That's amazing. I love that.
Yep. So she ended up moving to Portland, Oregon, where one of her roommates was a dealer. And this is when she found out that weed was like super cheap in Oregon compared to like Vermont.
Yeah.
So she wanted in on that. She was like, oh, I could fucking grow or like get weed here and send it back home and make so much money. So she started to figure out how to do that. She became a trimigrant, which I'm going to explain what that is. A bunch of people.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck is a trimigrant? I saw that. So trimigrants were people that would go to weed farms or like weed areas around the time of harvest. Okay. And they would go and they would trim the buds and they would trim the buds off. So it was a bunch of people that did it. They were like usually migrant people that were just looking for some money, or they would exchange for weed or product, which is what Rachel did. And then also just like a fun little side note, the harvesting season is in October And what they would do is after everything's all been harvested, they would throw a big harvest party and like they would all smoke weed and hang out and, like relax and camp for a couple days. I just thought that was so cool.
That sounds amazing.
Right? I thought so.
Like out in, oh, I guess it does get kind of cold, but like even still, that is still a good time of the year. Nice
Yeah.
crisp time of the year to be outside in a nice comfy sweater and by a
Mm.
fire and smoking a fatty, having some
Hmm.
s'mores. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then they're throwing like mother plants into the fire and
Hell yes.
shit.
Hell
Like
yes.
everybody's getting high. Like it's amazing. It just when I read it, I was like, damn, I want to go. It just
Right?
sounded
Yeah.
so
Can I
fun.
go? I'll go. I'll trim some buds just to like
Right.
take a little bit home. I don't even got to take a lot.
No,
Just a little
just
bit. Just
enough.
want to party with you guys.
Yeah, I really am just here for the harvest party. What time does that
Yeah.
start?
Hell yeah. I want to throw a mother plant into the fucking bonfire. That'd be
Hell
amazing.
yeah. That sounds so much fun. So after a few days of her working as a trimmigrant or a trimmer, she started to get along with the property owner, and they were looking for a new grower, and they were sick of dealing with men. They would rather work with a woman. And how convenient that Rachel was a woman. Rachel jumped on that shit. She's like, "Hell yeah, I'll grow for you." So she did, and she stayed in a cabin in the middle of the woods. And the property owner gave her a dog to keep the bears away. And she named,
What?
yeah, it was so bad. Middle of nowhere,
Yep.
nothing. Like the biggest thing is bears. So she would like lock up all her food. She put her shit in bear containers, so that didn't matter. The bears would still fucking like come into the cabin. And her dog named hashtag was useless. Like he did not do anything. He didn't
Oh.
do anything to scare the bears away until like one day Rachel's like, all right, fuck this shit. She got up out of the room in the cabin when she heard the bear, went out there, started screaming and and then hashtag started barking. And then from that point on, like he scared the bears away.
Okay, so she just had to show him how to scare the bears away.
Right. He's just trying to
What a
make friends with the
goober.
bears. I know
Oh.
my dog would be like, "What the fuck is that? What is that?" And he would like try to run after it. I don't even think I'd see my dog again. Like, I don't even think he'd come back.
Just be in the weed.
Yeah, he'd be gone. Get fucked up by a bear. He's so stupid. Um, so eventually he learned to scare the bears away, and she did all of the growing herself, all of the work, like everything. And by that I mean like there's no water source nearby. So she'd have to go and hike up to a fucking like water tower and like carry the water down and then water the plants. And then she like literally did everything herself.
So what else does she do she just does the plants all day, every day, 24/7?
Yeah, she was just staying on the camp, essentially in the cabin, literally just dedicating her time there. She said it was peaceful, actually.
Wow. I was gonna say, I bet that was so peaceful.
Yeah,
That's like, oh, that's amazing. What a cool experience.
right.
Jealous.
She did all of the growing herself, and she made 150,000 in profit. The owner of the property was not happy though, and accused her of stealing.
I'd be like, bro, how am I stealing? I don't go anywhere. I'm just here.
Well, in the terms of that, it's like, okay, you harvested this month this much. How do I know for sure that you only harvested this much? You could have harvested more and told me that you harvested less,
I
which is
see.
what her issues were with the other people that she was like renting out to, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
They parted ways after that. She didn't grow for her again after that. But eventually, she took the opportunity to grow again and on two separate properties this time. One of the properties, she had hired a guide to help her, which his name was Hank.
Like a guide in the woods?
No, sorry, a guy. A
Oh, a
guy.
guy. A guy.
A guy. A
Got
guy.
you.
uh, so she had hired a hand, essentially, a farmhand named Hank, and they got along
Mm-hmm.
very well. And Hank had a bunch of experience with growing, so the growing on both properties went really well, and she was able to flip a bunch of weed and make a fuck ton of money. Most of the time, she would send the weed back home through the postal system. Crazy. Ballsy, bro. To her mom's house, also.
That is insane.
Yep.
Like, nobody smelled that? That's
She
crazy.
never got caught on that shit. And then the money, what she would do is she would travel through Vegas. So that way, like, nobody was, like, questioning why she had so much money.
Oh, so, like, she stopped in Vegas and, like, won some money. Well,
Mhm.
won in air quotes. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, I
She's
see.
smart.
Okay, girl, she's smart.
Not about sending money through sending weed through the thing,
Yeah,
but
that's
money, yeah.
insane. That's just ballsy. That's crazy.
Mhm. But then her mom got really sick. So she kinda had to step away from being so involved with growing, and she had to hire another dude to help because she was running one farm and Hank was running the other. So they were both kinda doing their own thing, but because when she had to step away, she had to hire another guy, which I don't have his name.
Another guy. So we got 2 guys.
2 guys, and he kinda fell through, so she lost profits from that farm, and then also after that, because all of the deals are done handshake deals, verbal deals, this is the weed business, um, black market weed business, the guy that owned the farm that, like, kinda failed was like, "You know what? We're gonna renegotiate our deal. I'm taking everything. You are not even getting 50% of your crop yield. Fuck you." And what could she do, really? Like, what could she do? The weed was on his property. You can't go to the cops. You can't do anything. You're screwed.
Yeah, it's a risk. That's a risk you take in that business.
Yeah. It's not like you can get insurance.
Nope.
There's no black market insurance. I mean, the mob.
Yeah, she should have just contacted the mob.
Why not? Owe him a favor. I'm just kidding,
Yeah.
guys. Don't do that.
No, don't owe the mob a favor.
No, no, no. That's the last thing you want to do. So she stepped away from growing completely after that. And by the time she had met Tushar, she was just wanting to spend some quality time with her mother as she had a pretty bad cancer prognosis. So this is when she found the place that Tushar was renting out in Santa Cruz, and she had chosen it because the rent was 4,200 per month, and she thought it was funny because of 420, because it had 420
Oh,
in
I
it.
wish that's how I could choose my rent.
I know.
Because I think it's funny, especially 4,200 a month. God damn, that's Santa Cruz though.
Yeah, and I mean they only they weren't staying for so long, but because they were just renting out the Airbnb, but they were staying for a little bit.
So like they were on like a vacation or something.
More like I wouldn't say vacation because it was like at least a month that they were staying in that property, if not more, and they were paying like the rent the whole time. So it's like an extended stay, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like your mom's passing away. Go somewhere beautiful with them if you can. Why not?
Right, that's what it was.
Yeah.
She just wanted to, the last times of her life she wanted to spend with her mom in a place that was beautiful and that they both could enjoy and spend time together. So that's what they did. When Rachel tells Tushar all of this, Tushar was beyond interested in the weed. And as Rachel had described to him, Rachel had now been screwed over by a few people within the business and was very hesitant to tell him about her plans. But he wore her down and she laid it all out for him. Everything that she wanted. She wanted to grow. She wanted to be seed to sale production. She wanted to do everything legally because around this time, this is when weed was becoming legal in California with Proposition 64.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
So, those of you that don't know, Prop 64 would legalize the recreational use and possession and cultivation of cannabis for adults age 21 and older. It passed in November of 2016, 10 years ago. So the pair agreed to become partners in business and started looking for a property together. Rachel was kind of skeptical, to be fair. I would too. She was kind of skeptical, but she was up for an adventure, especially when it took her dream and it turned it into a reality.
Of course.
So they sat down with the infamous Ben Rice, who was a weed lawyer. Ben Rice represented all the major weed companies, legal and non-legal. Most people went in trouble and it came to weed would just say, call Ben Rice. He was the guy.
The guy. So
The
that's
guy.
the guy.
The guy. Like, if people were in trouble with weed, like, let's say, for example, like somebody was working with extractions and, you know, most of the time you need gas for that. So it's known for, there could be explosions. So boom. If somebody was caught in an explosion in an extraction lab or something like that and they were in the hospital, they would tape, like, call Ben Rice over their head just in
Damn.
case. Seriously.
Like those annoying like lawyer commercials
Yeah.
where they're like, call JG Wentworth. Like
877 cash. No.
yeah. I want my money and I want it now. Like, yeah. But for weed.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. That was the best commercial, though. The jingle was so good. So Ben Rice told him, listen, we're in the midst of becoming fully legal, but medically it is legal. As long as somebody was able to get, you know, weed prescribed to them by a doctor, they could technically and legally grow plants at home. That is not the case for Florida. I looked it up. I went to see. We can't grow weed, guys.
Yeah, they used to sell in California, they would sell like plants already started right in the store for you to pick up and just take home and name him Freddie, like ready to go.
That also, pause on the case. Did you see that Congress has entered a bill in to federally declassify marijuana?
About time. About fucking
Rejoice.
time.
Hopefully, weed becomes like federally legal and then the states become state legal and then we can grow weed.
And then we can all just be happy. Can we just all agree to just smoke a joint and just relax and be happy and not be at each other's throats every now and again?
I don't know if you watch Family Guy or anything, but there's an episode where Brian has a bag of weed. I don't even remember the whole episode. I just remember the song. It's like, bag of weed,
Bag of weed,
bag
a
of
bag
weed.
of weed. Everything is better with a bag of weed. You don't need meth and you don't need speed because everything is better with a bag of weed. Yes, I do know the episode. It is the 420 episode, and it is the episode where Brian gets caught with a bag of weed, and then he's like all mad that it's like illegal, and then like they do the song and the jingle, and then Mayor West like legalizes weed, and and then they make weed illegal again at the end of the episode. So it was lame.
You know what? I hope that doesn't happen.
It's a good song though.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the musical.
You're welcome.
So where the hell am I?
She told him all the plans. And Ben Rice.
Yes, Ben Rice. Okay. So they could technically grow legally weed at home if they're medical patients. And also for research purposes, it was legal. So technically, for research, they could grow weed if they had the proper licensing. So that's what they did. They went after licensing. Soon after, they had started looking for the property and looking to get the license and all that. Tushar decides to bring another partner into the fold named Evan Scott. Rachel, who thought that only they were going to be partners, especially as this is her fucking dream here, that he's turning into a business opportunity, was not happy that Evan was getting involved. However, Tushar and Rachel eventually saw the value in Evan, as he was a hash oil expert and he was amazing at extractions and had a specialty of hiding labs underground. He would take shipping containers, he would bury them, make them like explosion proof, like be able to detect like if there's, because again, it's gases and you have to like, they described it in the book and it's like really science related. So y'all gonna have to do it because science is not my thing. But they explained that when you're making hash oil and you use like butane, there's like a part of the butane that you need to take out. And then it's the smell. That's what it is. The smell of the butane. So that's what makes it so, and propane, because they use butane.
There you go, combining the words again.
Oh, fucking.
You're just being efficient.
I'm really just trying to get through it.
Propane.
Propane and propane accessories. Sorry, it's propane and butane. But propane, that's what they were using. Sorry. The smell of propane is what makes you know that there's a leak. Like it's not necessary. It's just what they add in so you know
Got you.
that it's leaking.
Like as like a safety measure.
Right.
They put it in there, yeah.
Right. So when you're making hash oil, though, you don't want that in there. So they have to chemically, or however, they separate the propane and whatever the hell the smell thing is called. And when that happens, when you have these hash oil setups, you don't know if it's leaking. And that's what causes the explosions. And that's the risk of making hash oil. So what Evan was really good at was like setting up alarm systems so that way whoever was working the tech or whatever would know that it was leaking. Also had like automatically closing doors and things like that. So that way nobody blew up.
Wow, fancy. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have the guy on my team who makes sure that people don't get blown up. So
Right.
Evan can stick around.
Right. And he's a pro at making hash oil, which is something that Rachel has never done. It's a facet that they need. Oil is then dads. Yeah. Are you kidding me? It was crazy.
Yeah, and they were so expensive. You could charge so much for them.
Exactly. And a good quality, like safely produced money, right? They needed Evan.
Mm-hmm.
So Evan had so like I said, was a hash oil guy. He got his start by using trim, which most of the time when he started out, like the farms would just throw away or like give away for free because they didn't see the use in it, but he did. So he took the trim and he would turn it and compress it into oil, and he made a fuck ton of money. But
hell yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's all dirty money. So you can't like do so much with it. You got to use it slow. He wanted to find a way to clean it and invest it. And what a better way to invest it than to work with a weed startup company that was trying to do legit clean business. So Evan met Tushar and was aware of him from the surfing scene in Santa Cruz. And he knew that Tushar was sometimes crazy and that he would take what seemed unnecessary risks and push boundaries and seemed to have no fear. But that's what Evan liked about Tushar. And he decided to meet with him to discuss the hash oil production. He broke it down for Tushar, how it worked, what kind of figures he was looking at. And when Tushar saw the figures, he was all in with Evan. They shook on a deal. Again, most deals are handshakes. Evan decided to put his money into the business and have it come out clean. And he moved forward with that. After that, Rachel stopped fighting too, and Tushar and Evan, they were all starting to work together. But you see, at this time, Tushar and Rachel were hitting it off.
Oh dear. Mixing business with pleasure.
Yes.
Never a good idea.
Never a good idea. They spent a lot of time together working towards what Tushar wanted to call interstitial systems, doing business as cruise sciences. Depending on who he was pitching the name to, he would change the reason of why he wanted to call it interstitial systems. Interstitial means in between.
Mm-hmm.
To Evan, he explained that because they were in this in-between process of weed being legal and weed not being legal, that's why he wanted to call the company that.
Instead of like calling it like a weed thing, like something that's obviously a weed thing. Okay. I mean, that sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah. And then to Rachel, he said, we can call it interstitial systems because it's like the waves, right? That are in between the big waves. And most people wouldn't consider going for those waves, but we do.
Oh, okay.
You see the
Okay. I see
bullshit?
what's going on here. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
But like he's also like I assume he's like a stoner guy. He's
Like a
like,
fucking tech bro. He's really not actually. Like he had like a little bit of weed here and there. When he met Rachel, he said, and I'm using air quotes, he was growing weed, but when Rachel saw it was like these really pitiful plants and they were like it was not good. She tried it, it was ass. She's like, I could do better than that. The fuck? So he really wasn't. And actually like smoking weed seemed to make him like super paranoid.
interesting.
Again, wrong strains, people. We're smoking
Yeah.
the wrong strains.
Noobs.
With Evan in the partnership, Tushar wanted to set up an extraction machine in his Airbnb property
In Santa Cruz?
in Santa Cruz, residential area.
Okay.
So he did. He did do that. And that was against the advice of many people. Many.
Well, yeah, that's hotbox as fuck. And like, what's wrong with the setup he already has?
Well, with like Evan's setup, right? Like using something he
Yeah,
already has
that's
set
what I
up.
mean. Like, why does he need another setup? Were they that busy? Like, was business booming?
No. Well, they wanted to do something like he wanted his own extraction machine. He actually paid for one to be specifically built to fit in the Airbnb. And he actually hired this guy named Boris. Boris Kogan.
Boris.
Boris. So Boris was a company named Busy. Like he has his Instagram handle, and he's also a company named Busy Bee, and his specialty was building these extraction machines.
Like weed extraction machines?
Yeah, hash oil extraction.
Oh, wow. And that's his business?
Yeah, it's his business. That's what he
Okay.
does.
Oh, wow.
Kogan's job was to build Tushar and Evan their own machine. And he did, or he was going to, but he did. Tushar, the day that it was supposed to all happen, Tushar picked Kogan up and two technicians and brought them to the house. Before they get there, Tushar's trying to make them put like blindfolds on and like bags over their head. Yeah. And Kogan is like, no, we're not doing that. Like, if you want me to build this shit, like, we're building this shit. But I'm not fucking going blindfolded into this place. Like, I want to know where we're going. I need to see where we're going.
Yeah, of course.
Like, this is black market weed, technically, still. Like, you need to have your wits. And he was like, fine, fine, fine. Tushar relents. And they go to the house. But when they get there, Tushar is like, no phones. Seriously, no phones at all. I don't want to see one out. They're off. Put them away. As Kogan recalls, Tushar was like very anxious about bringing them to the house. And he says he wanted to do the trap shit, but he like didn't want to do the trap shit. Like he just like wanted to be involved, but he didn't want to do it.
So like was Evan there with them?
Yeah, they were all there.
Oh, okay. Rachel was there too?
Rachel was not there.
Okay, okay.
Rachel was not involved in that.
And like this is just them like they're just showing this guy where they like want it built. It's like there's not even anything there.
Right, but he already has pretty much everything built. Like he built it already, and they were bringing it to to set it up.
Got you. Okay.
So they get to the house. This unit is huge. It goes like tubes and shit all the way through the house, through rooms and like vents and everything. It's huge as fuck. They end up dubbing it, the guy ends up dubbing it the Busy Beast because of how big it is.
Damn.
Right. But like I said, he said no phones, none at all. So when it was finished being installed, Kogan pulls out his phone because again, it's his business. And he's taking a video and he's taking pictures. And Tushar walks in and sees that shit and loses his shit. He takes the phone out of Kogan's hands gets into like a martial arts stance and is like telling him he's gonna bring out his face. He's like telling him he's gonna fuck him up. He was like threatening to beat his ass, and like everybody's going crazy.
Oh my
Eventually,
God.
yeah, it was insane. And then eventually, they all start calming down, and they're like, "Okay, whatever. Here's your phone back. Just don't post that shit." And he's like, "It's my fucking business, dude. This is literally what I do for a living. Like, I have to post this shit." I don't know if he did.
Interesting.
Yep. Needless to say, Kogan never worked for Tushar again after that because that was insane.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I like, especially if it's still illegal, like, I get him being like hesitant about, like, if anything, he could have been like, "Oh, can you send me like some pictures of it so that I can," because he definitely should have the right to post his work on, like,
Instagram or whatever.
yeah, like to advertise his work. Like, he puts a lot of work into it. So I get that. But at the same time, like, also this shit is like illegal. Like, should you be posting pictures of it? That's kind of sketch. And then it's in like a residential area. There's just like a lot of layers to it. So
Right.
I understand where everyone is coming from, but everyone needs to calm the down.
No, literally. We don't need to be throwing fisticuffs
No.
over an extraction machine.
Getting into martial arts stances with people's phones.
Oh my God, you're not wrong. So this team still needed a place to grow weed, though. They were still looking for a big property. So they still needed a place to grow. They needed fuel for the extractor machine. So what Evan did was he used his connects, like he had like through the trim and everything to fuel it. But Rachel and Tushar eventually did find property in the Summit, which they dubbed the Shire.
Oh, I like the name.
It was a large property with 60 acres and direct access to water on a cliff that faced the sun. I had an amazing and beautiful view, and it was mostly woods, but it had a 6-acre meadow that was perfect for growing.
Ooh, perfect. And especially like being surrounded by woods. That's the clutch.
Mm-hmm. So the two had found their ideal property now. The only thing was being able to afford it and secure a loan. Negotiations dragged on, and eventually spring had sprung, and Tushar and Evan had asked Rachel if she wanted to grow that year. Of course, they had their new machine to test, and she wanted to test it on a smaller scale, her weed, to see what it would like be from the extraction machine. So she agreed to grow. Obviously, they had to find a place to grow in the interim, so they found this dude nicknamed Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Like the little baby from
Bam.
Flintstones.
Bam. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
With 2 M's. 2 M's on each Bam.
Oh. Bam Bam.
So he agreed to let Rachel grow on the property for a 50-50 split of the crop's yield. Handshake deal, of course. She hired Hank, who had helped her previously, and she handled things from afar.
From afar?
From afar. Mm-hmm. In July of 2017, Tushar and Evan looked to expand their group again with like-minded individuals called the Farmers Group. They met with them to see what they were all about, but Tushar was not convinced. He told Evan maybe they could see what they could glean from them, what information they could get, and then call it quits. Or maybe Evan could push the dynamic around and then he could become leader of them.
Oh, dear.
Either way you slice it.
Yeah.
Tushar's real personality and his way of handling business was coming out. Like you could see it. He wasn't a boss by any means, frequently lashing out at people, not paying them on time, like we talked about with Atre. And then his attitude did not only extend to those employed under him, he also was this way to his mother.
What? His mother? The boss bitch?
The boss bitch. For example, Tushar had introduced Rachel to his mom, and the meeting did not go so well. Tushar's mom was pretty icy, actually. And Rachel kind of left the dinner feeling down. At this point, Rachel and Tushar were already living together, and she had heard Tushar yelling while she was up in their room. Rachel comes downstairs to see what's going on, and Tushar is full blown yelling in his mother's face while she's just sitting there, stone faced, doing absolutely fucking nothing,
And he's just like screaming in her face. What the
screaming in
hell?
her face.
About what?
Just about the dinner and how everything was, and like just going off, going crazy. And she just took it. So I don't have kids because I couldn't.
Hell
I could not.
no. I'm gonna whoop that ass. I don't care how old you are.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? You're a
Mm-hmm.
badass mama that busted her ass to give you everything you fucking have?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be me? Unfortunately, his shitty attitude also extended to Rachel.
Of course. I saw that coming.
Yeah. Unfortunately, her deal with Bam Bam did not go so well. She took too much of a hands off approach when it came to running this crop, and she invested all of her money for the plants, to import the water, fertilizer, everything. But when it came time to harvest, Hank and Bam Bam had spent way too much money, and the profit margin was gone.
Oh no. Like they spent too much money like running the farm and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
After that, when the profit was gone, Bam Bam just seized the entire crop.
What? So he screwed her over.
Mm-hmm. Tushar was pissed, threatened to sue, but again, how do you sue over an illegal pot farm?
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
Eventually, the farmers group expelled Tushar due to his attitude and him insulting everyone. And everyone had decided that Tushar and interstitial systems was not a good fit, and they were going to move on. Not to worry, though, because he didn't plan to stay with them anyway. But again, that's just setting the tone for his business relationships.
So is he still with Rachel at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Awkward.
Mm-hmm. So he and Evan were still going strong with making the hash oil, distributing it through the black market. But Tushar started acting somewhat erratically and was getting, like I said, very paranoid.
Is this guy on drugs or something?
Weed. That's
That's
it.
it?
From what I've read, I didn't see
Yeah.
any other instance of him being on any other drug. I read this book front to back.
So paranoid.
So paranoid. But Tushar, like I said, was acting paranoid, and they eventually moved the whole operation out of the residential area and into a lab in Salinas because of how crazy it was getting. Evan rebuilt the whole lab, moving the giant oil extractor, making everything a legit setup, and yet still Tushar was still very paranoid. Because he was acting cuckoo, Evan even hired somebody to go pick up the weed that they were using because he didn't trust somebody coming there or Tushar to go because he's acting so erratic. And he didn't want he didn't want Tushar to get anywhere near those relationships because they
Yeah.
need that weed.
Mm-hmm.
Around this time, you asked me, Tushar and Rachel's relationship was kind of on pause after the whole thing with Bam Bam. And then also Rachel's mom passed away.
Oh,
So,
R.I.P.
yeah. That took its own toll on her, and she decided to move back to Vermont to go and deal with her mom's estate and literally dig up all the money that her family dubbed her the trap queen because when she was sending like the money and the weed to Cynthia, she would like bury the money, and she like kept a ledger and all this stuff that was all
Damn.
Rachel's. Yeah, she was a trap queen.
Definitely got to find that.
Yeah. So she dug up all her money, and she was just kind of staying there, and she just grieved her mom. It was winter when Tushar reached out to her with the news that they had officially secured the summit or the Shire. Rachel was roused by this. She took her savings, like I said, that she undug, and she flew back to Santa Cruz and started working on the summit. It was around this time that Tushar told Rachel that he was planning on cutting Evan out of the partnership.
What did Evan do?
Nothing. Evan didn't do shit. Rachel did not think that this is a good idea. She's like, I don't know. He's already done a lot, already invested a lot, has helped you quite a bit already.
Yeah, we need Evan. He's the science guy who makes the oil.
And the explosion-proof lab.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We kind of need that.
We kind of need the smart guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tushar, very controlling and very demanding, that's what he wanted. And that process started. Tushar had hired a guy named Rigney, and he was supposed to work at the Selena's warehouse, and his one job was to follow Evan around and make notes on everything he did, like the process, who he talked to, where he went, what he did, literally everything, and then report back to Tushar.
Like he was supposed to like learn how to do the job, or he's just watching like what he's doing and like spying on him, or both.
Both.
Okay. Okay.
But Evan wasn't aware of what like his purpose was. He just knew that Rigney was like around. But Rigney had a conscience, and came clean to Evan that he thought that Tushar was trying to push him out of the business, and Evan, of course, didn't believe it.
Oh, wow. Oh, poor Evan.
Yep. He had helped Tushar fund and supply this giant oil manufacturing facility. They were about to move from being a legal black market business to being a legal business. They like had the licensing in place. And they were all scheduled for a company-wide meeting like that same day that he found out. So he just sat with that information and was just like, you know what? I'll bring it up there. Once everyone arrived for the meeting, Tushar sat everyone down and said that they would no longer be doing business and that he wasn't going to pay anyone for quite some time.
Like at all?
At all.
To everyone?
Everyone.
Out of nowhere? This is out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere.
Oh my God. So how did everyone react?
I'm so glad that you just asked me that. The employees that were doing all the work around the oil extracting were rightfully fucking pissed. And this was the first time that Evan was even hearing about them stopping production. So when they found out, the employees just all laid in on Tushar. Like they took turns going around the table and they were talking shit to him.
They roasted this guy.
Yes, they really did. They told him that he was a piece of shit, that his management style was fucking trash. And after like everybody had their turn, Tushar then went around the table and was like, you suck, you suck, you suck. And then he got in the face of an 18-year-old and was like, I hope you fucking commit suicide, and like trying to convince him to commit suicide.
What the hell?
It's crazy. It is crazy. Insane.
This guy's mentally unstable.
As hell. Evan, rightfully mortified because he's also like a boss here.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything to him. Like nobody said anything to him at all. But he took this as his opportunity to confront Tushar about what Rigney had told him. And Tushar told Evan that he was crazy. They were all liars. But then after that meeting, Evan went down to the Selena's warehouse to go just like start getting his shit out. And there was a padlock on the door.
So Tushar like padlocked it before the meeting even started because he knew. What a fucking asshole.
Luckily though, Evan's team took Busy Beast out before Tushar put the padlock on the door.
See, no, now that I know more about Tushar, he's definitely not a stoner. He's not a nice stoner guy. No.
Unfortunately, this is mostly about growing weed. So 6 months after Tushar and Rachel had split up with Evan. They were fully working on the Summit property. Tushar was handling the licensing to turn another facility into a legal weed. I hate myself. Why does this keep happening? A legal weed oil extraction, while Rachel's responsibility was to grow weed on the Summit. Tushar, in the meantime, was looking for another oil extractor when he came across Brian Kenny. Tushar had hired him by whining and dining him, convinced him to come work for him, and run his own weed oil rig however he wanted to run it.
Like a legal one or
Mm-hmm. A legal
okay.
one.
So did he like take the licensing with him when he left?
Tushar or Evan?
Yeah.
Tushar was the only one with information. Okay, let me back up just a little bit. So Tushar was the only one on the licensing.
Okay.
Evan didn't want to be on the licensing because he had made it this far without like getting caught or being wrapped up in anything crazy with his weed oil extraction. And Rachel wanted to be, but Tushar never put her on it.
I see. Okay.
So obviously, Brian Kenny says, yes, obviously you're gonna let me do whatever I want, free reign. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Rachel was the one actually like moving the product on her side of business. And remember, they were supposed to be partners, is like what I just said, but nowhere on anything did it say that Rachel was his partner. And she had already dumped all of her own money into the Summit property and to get them started on that grow. But Tushar started like encroaching on her territory and ended up firing like one of the farm hands without telling Rachel. And then made her feel bad about it. And then like it forced her to do all of the work by herself like she did on her first farm.
Yep.
Like she was busting her fucking ass, going back into the house, laying down crying. At that point, they weren't even staying in the same room.
Yeah, so they're like not even together at this point.
No.
It's almost like he was like using her to do the thing that like she's good at.
That's literally what I thought too.
Yeah.
So his reasoning for firing that guy was the guy went into town, got fucked up, got into a fight, and then couldn't come to work for a couple days. So he fired him and said, you know what? Don't come back to work without even consulting Rachel. And Rachel has put all of her money into this, all of it. All of it's gone.
Yeah, and also she does a lot of the work, so she needs to know if someone who also does a lot of the work isn't going to be there.
Right. That's very pertinent information.
Yeah.
So she ended up firing another hand for the farm, but he ended up being a scumbag with a scumbag friend that promised that he would help her turn the weed into oil because the lab still wasn't fully up after Evan left. Now, the way Rachel grew her weed, she did one like full season crop. And then inside, she did like a light depot crop where she would do light deprivation, which allowed her to yield 2 crops.
Oh, wow. Smart.
And then had the major one. So what was happening is because they didn't have anywhere to store anything, they were trying to like freeze the buds so they can extract the oil. And she had to put it in like every freezer, like Airbnb freezers that Tushar had, like chests, everything.
Oh my God. Imagine being in an Airbnb and you open up the freezer and there's just like a big ass bag of bud in there.
And it's full buds, like everything frozen. So Tushar was pissed because he didn't want the weed in the Airbnb properties. Remember, he's super paranoid. So he gets mad at her and says, you got to fucking figure out something to do with this weed. Like, it can't be here. It cannot be here. So she tries to make a quick deal and she ends up getting screwed over because the guy that she asked to help, make the oil doesn't make the oil, steals her weed. And then, screws her over.
Oh, it's a familiar story.
So fucking Rachel. You know what, though? I was thinking about this as I was like polishing the script earlier. And I really think that Rachel is kind of a victim of her own circumstance. I, as a boss bitch myself, would not let any motherfucker have any sort. I'm not leaving property. And if I'm leaving property, I'm coming back. I'm going to be there once a day, maybe every other day. I'm not taking a hands off approach. I'm not doing
No.
that.
Hell no. And I'm showing up randomly. I'm showing up unannounced. I'm showing up with a
Unannounced.
clipboard. I'm showing up with a disguise. Like, so you don't even know who I
Disguise.
am. Yep.
You might think I'm the
Yep.
fucking feds, okay? Like,
Exactly. Yep.
I'm
I'm
showing
showing
up.
up.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Right. So that's the thing is like Rachel, again, she's trying to just get through, but she doesn't really have the mind for business. That's where Tushar comes from. She's just a weed grower, man.
Yeah.
She just wants
She
to
just wants
sell
to
the
grow her
weed.
weed. She just wants to grow her weed.
She didn't want any part of the hash oil production. That was all Tushar's idea. And then he starts getting pissed off because she has too much weed and nowhere to put it. Like, that's not her fault. That's his
Yeah.
fault.
I'd be like, bro, start buying me freezers. Start buying me
Literally.
big ass chest freezers.
They did buy some chest freezers and stuff. Like, it still wasn't enough. But during this, when she gets screwed over, Tushar doesn't do anything to help her. She's like trying to get in contact with this guy, begging Tushar to come with her to this guy's house. He's letting her go by herself. He's such a scumbag.
Yeah.
And he gets mad. And again, like he starts yelling at her, saying, like, oh, you could have just sold it. And we needed the money for the $250,000 balloon payment on the Summit property. Why did you give it away? Like, are you retarded? Like, literally yelling at her.
What an asshole.
Meanwhile, this motherfucker is getting investors involved. He is buying more properties for the weed business. He's spending more money that he had than what he has. There's even rumors going around that he borrowed money from the cartel.
That's insane. And it's like, let your business start up and get your shit together first.
Yeah, why are you buying so many properties? And then he had to
Yeah.
sell some because
Of
like it was
course.
getting so bad. After he blew up on Rachel, he then went to her and apologized and said that he would change and act right. But you could tell that that is not in his character.
Mm-hmm.
He and Rachel would always go back and forth. They were always fighting. It was always volatile. So much so that he took it too far one day and said that she was responsible for her mother's death.
What? Her mother had cancer.
Right.
What a piece of shit.
He's like, you abandoned your mom, da da da. Literally all that. And then what she did, he tried to storm at her and she waited until he got really close to the door. She was in the room and he was outside, like coming to her.
Mm-hmm.
And he got right in front of the door and she slammed that shit and broke his nose.
The door? Like the door broke his nose?
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
Yep, that is. So by December, Rachel said, fuck this, I'm done. She had enough of the back and forth, the flat out dismal crop that she had, and the fact that she had gotten screwed over. She was ready to go to mass and she wanted to go work with her brother to start up a dispensary because it was just at the time that mass had became legal weed.
Hell yeah.
Remember that when we went to mass and we got weed?
I remember, and I was like, this was so fucking expensive. The
Yeah.
taxes on it were almost just as expensive as the weed, and it was like a 45-minute drive. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is good weed, but I like had to like wait in line. I couldn't like smell it before I saw it. It was a long ass line. Like never
line.
again. I don't think I ever went back to mass to buy bud ever again after that. Maybe one other time, but like it just wasn't at the time. It just wasn't worth it.
No, it was like $80 for an eighth, bro. Like it was
Yeah,
crazy.
it was out of control. It's crazy because I feel like at least over here, like weed is so cheap over here. I don't know how it is down there, but you can get bud for so cheap and like decent bud for cheap as hell. Like cheaper than it was back in the day.
Yeah. It was for me, when I go to the dispo, I get 4 7-gram jars for $99. And the cheddar cheese has a 29% THC.
Damn, 29%.
I know.
Hell yeah. No wonder why you're over there combining words. That cheese.
That cheese, man. So Again, mass is legal, the weed's legal. So Tushar tried to beg her to stay, saying, "Please don't break up with me. I'm going to change. Everything will be better. I
Ew,
promise."
he's never gonna change. He's not. He's not.
Abuser 101. He's not going to. But Rachel stood her ground and decided to leave and return back home. She did leave things open with Tushar, basically saying, like, listen, we're not broken up, but I need my space. I need to go work on me. I need to do what I'm going to do. This isn't working out here. This isn't
Yeah.
what I wanted.
Which makes me sad with the name of the Shire. Like, you'd think it would, like, everything would have been better and happy and sunny, and it's not always sunny.
No, not always, especially not in Philadelphia. So things with Tushar were not going very well, obviously. On the extraction side, he was not making good to his promises with Brian. Nothing was in writing, obviously, making him a partner. And this obviously strained the relationship between the two. And eventually they went their separate ways as well. After Rachel had left, like I said, she kept things open with Tushar, and he still held on to the Summit property. Apparently, he decided that he was going to rent it out to like a not so great group of people, and then he decided that he was going to grow on it instead. So he went, he got a whole bunch of plants, like you were talking about, little startup plants.
He did not.
He did. And he hired these army kids to come and run the farm with him. Their names were Stephen Lindsay and Caleb Chambers. And these kids were pretty young and they were pulling long hours on the farm. One night they left to go out to a party in LA. And when they left, they accidentally took Tushar's keys to his Tacoma.
They accidentally did? They
Yeah,
accidentally
they
took
just,
them?
like, they use it for the farm. So,
Oh,
like,
I
it was
see.
just in their pocket.
Yep.
And they left, and they
Yeah.
went to LA, which was,
Oof.
like, I don't know how long of a drive that is from Santa Cruz, but I'm assuming it's a long drive.
Yeah.
And, when they left, they took the keys, and when Tushar found out, he was pissed.
So, like, he was stuck at the farm?
No, he had another car.
Oh, okay. So
He's just an asshole.
It was just an accident.
Yep. Well, you know what? Not to him. He canceled their paychecks. And when they returned the key back to Tushar, he just was like, "All right, go back to work."
Like nothing happened?
Yeah, like nothing happened. And they said, "Fuck no, not until we're paid." And to which Tushar said, "You will go back to work for me now, and I will decide how much I deduct."
Oh, hell no. Deduct?
Yeah, deduct. It's a fucking asshole.
Okay.
So they said, "Fuck this shit." And they left, but Tushar didn't let it go that easily. He texted them, begging them to come back, and said that he'd pay them when they came back. But again, they said, no.
Yeah, hell no. I'm not dealing with that shit.
Fuck no, terrible boss. Things seemed to continue to fall apart for Tushar. He was dealing with the black market, but was scared of the black market. He was becoming increasingly more paranoid about what was happening around him. He had all of this debt. He was burning people left and right. He was receiving threatening phone calls.
From who?
Nobody knows.
Oh, maybe the cartel.
Maybe.
Hmm.
So he was living at the Pleasure Point house, which I'm going to have a map for our website.
Ooh, I love me a map.
I know. Do you want me to pull it up for you? Give me just a second.
Hell yeah. This guy, I'm like, what? At this point, go into a different business. Like, cut your losses. You already own a bunch of properties. Like,
I agree.
go into a different business if you're so paranoid all the time.
Not only that, but he has a successful like website building thing, but it's just his attitude and
Yeah.
the way he handles things is like not good.
So shitty. Oh, there's nothing worse than a shitty boss.
I just realized that the map is actually in my book and not on here, but I will make sure I put it on here. But
yeah, it'll be hard to screen share with your book. Oh, who's that?
Tushar.
Oh, that's the guy. Okay.
Yep. And then this is Tushar and Rachel. You see how green his eyes are?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Rachel's so cute.
Yeah, she's gorge, actually.
And she's a stoner? Hell yeah, she's a keeper.
Hell yeah. Well, he fucking fumbled that.
Yeah, no, he sucks. Good thing she got out of there.
All right, you can hear the book shuffling. Okay,
Oh, there's the map.
there's the map. So, I don't know if you guys can hear or see me, but you won't see me. Sorry. I'll take a picture of it. It'll be on the Instagram, the website. So, the Pleasure Point house was the main residence that Tushar stayed at. He was having people live there. And in terms of the Summit property, it was about a 30-minute drive.
Oh, okay.
This right here is the Pleasure Point house.
Oh, yep, I see it.
Up here, I think, is the Summit.
Okay, okay.
Okay, that's important. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. Yes, I said difficulties. So he's living at the Pleasure Point house with some of his brand new employees, like brand spanking new, that he had hired for the labs. And he had a bunch of cameras installed in the house, and he had a huge ass safe that housed a bunch of cash and hash oil. On October 1st, 2019, Tushar was in bed when 3 people stormed into the house around 3 a.m. wearing N95 masks and one carrying an AR.
Damn.
And yeah, they were able to make it into the house using the code for the front door. So you know that they've been there before. The employees that were living there report hearing yelling and begging. They recall hearing Tushar begging and saying that they would give them whatever they wanted. They cuffed him, made him give them the code to the safe, which they didn't even take all the money or the hash oil out of.
Really?
Yeah. And then he tried to run away from the house, but he was chased by one of the men outside, knocked down, stabbed repeatedly. Then the guy walked away, and then he got up again and tried to run away again.
This is
And then
Tushar trying to run away?
Tushar got knocked down again and got stabbed again. And then the next thing we see on camera is the BMW pulls up, Rachel's BMW, and they throw him into the car and they drive off.
Rachel's BMW?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a twist. So wait, this was like during operating hours? Like this is when employees are there and everything?
No. So at the Pleasure Point house, he had employees living downstairs and in a room upstairs. He had people living with him at the house. He had mentioned it earlier that he thought it would be a good idea to just have people living on site, people that were younger. That way they could be close to the business and like dedicate their full time to it. You know how Tushar is.
Mm-hmm.
So there were people that were staying in the house. The employees wait about 30 minutes before they call 911 to report what happened.
Why did they wait so long?
I don't know. I couldn't find the information. I just think they're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, like maybe stuff is happening. They're like freaking out and like having conversation and trying to make sure the coast is clear. Like, yeah, time probably
Yeah.
passes by a lot different than you think in those
Right.
situations.
So when police arrived, they immediately found the bloodstains outside of the house. They take statements from the people living in the home, and then they contact Rachel. When they call Rachel, obviously she's very worried. She knew that Tushar was receiving threatening phone calls, and she was worried that he had been kidnapped. She told police about the other properties that Tushar had owned, including and especially the Summit property. And she yelled at them on the phone, started getting an attitude saying, go check there immediately. Because remember, she's a mess. When police arrive at the Summit, they find Rachel's car covered in blood inside and outside. And then they notice the field of weed. Illegal weed, by the way. What's that doing there?
Who put that there?
Who planted weed on my property? That's crazy.
Who just so happened to grow a field of weed in this meadow?
Not me.
No. How'd that get there? That's not mine.
That's my buddies.
Yeah.
So they go down towards the field, and in the underbrush, in sight of the weed, they find Tushar's body, and he has a gunshot wound to the head.
In the weed? He was really in the weeds.
They're really in the weeds, yeah. Police start their investigation between the summit and the house in Pleasure Point, and obviously, their first thing on their agenda is to start questioning everyone, including Rachel, who is already on her way back from Mass when they call her. At first, because it was Rachel's BMW, there were all these rumors that Rachel had something to do with it, including Tushar's mother, who would not let it go that she was involved in some way. You
Really?
figure,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Well, you figure they're fighting all the time. He was found, like Rachel's car was on scene with Tushar's blood all over it. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
did she hire these guys? Was she responsible? Like, did she put a hit out on him? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's fair, especially for a mother. I wouldn't blame her.
Yeah, grieving mom, and she already didn't like Rachel.
Yeah.
But Rachel was ruled out as a suspect pretty early. She was in Mass at the time and was cooperative with police while they were looking for Tushar. Police had no real solid leads, and unfortunately, everyone around him seemed to be able to have a motive because of how bad he treated people. Um, he's even quoted at one time saying that he shouldn't have to pay anyone and that he wished that he could own slaves.
What? What is wrong with this guy? Like, what is wrong with you? You don't want to have employees, then go do something else. Like, don't be a boss. It
Right.
seems like it's like something that he, like, in reality didn't want to do, but just kept doing anyway.
It was like kind of forced on him. Like if it was up to him, he would just go live in his life and like run around. But then again, he was also obsessed with like getting money. And that's what he saw the weed industry as like an opportunity to get a fuck ton of money because there's a fuck ton of money in the weed industry.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He's not a happy stoner.
No, he's a
Yeah.
fucking tech guy. They refer to him as a Chad in the book.
Yep. And all of his employees were probably all like these stoner kids and stuff. And like, he's like just flipping out on them all day. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, what's wrong,
A
man?
Chad. Chad.
Fucking Chad, bro.
Oh.
He also said things like that some people are meant to be rich and some people are meant to be poor. So he had this inferiority complex as well. And again, I'm not saying that this makes somebody deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die unless you're a murderer, pedophile, or rapist. But still, a lot of scorned business partners and employees that report not liking him, the suspect list grows really long. And then, especially with the rumors added with the fucking cartel, like, did they were they done? Especially an AR. The ammo was like military. The way he was tied up was like military. And like, but as time went on, there was no real solid leads. And after about a month and a half, an award went out for $150,000 for information leading to Tushar's killers. And then they released the video footage from the night that Tushar was taken. We'll include that on our website. I'll show it to you after. I've already described to you what's happened in it. That's where I was saying that he gets knocked down and stabbed. So no new leads come out from this video being released. Everyone around Tushar gets questioned. All the former employees. Everybody. And police found nothing. And they bumped their reward again. Then, all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, in May of 2020, police announced that they had arrested 4 individuals: Stephen Lindsay, Caleb Chambers, Josh Camps, and Curtis Charters.
So the first 2 guys, those were the army kids, right? The ones with the Tacoma.
Yep.
Really, bro? Like, I understand that he was shitty and everything, and you know, I get it. Like, he didn't want to pay you, like, but you left, like, it was done, it was over with. What? Why?
Well, I'm going to tell you why, or at least what they wanted to do, allegedly. But first, I'm going to tell you how they found him. So police had been combing through the footage near Tushar's home when they had seen a blue Toyota Camry on camera drive towards Tushar's house the night of his murder and then drive away almost immediately towards the direction of the Summit property. They found that this car was registered to Josh Camps, who was friends with Caleb Chambers and Steve Lindsay. When they found that, they searched Josh's home and they found the same handcuffs, or they were like flexi cuffs or flex cuffs, that were used on Tushar with the same manufacturer date. And they also found ammunition matching what Tushar was shot by. And they also obviously found the Camry there as well. Everyone else was taken in and separated in custody and brought to questioning. Stephen immediately called for a lawyer, so they couldn't keep questioning him. But the other three cracked like eggs.
Damn. Wow, really? Even the army kids? You'd think that they would be the ones to like not crack.
Well, Stephen didn't. He was the one that called for a lawyer immediately, but Caleb did.
Okay.
They told police all a very similar story, that they had hatched a plot to steal from Tushar. They knew the passcode to get into the front door because Stephen and Caleb had both worked for him and had been into his home. It seemed to be mostly Stephen's idea to start with, and the plan was to travel from Vegas, where they were living, pick up their friend Joshua Camps, and then keep driving to Tushar's house, which was a 5-hour drive, by the way. Stephen, Curtis, and Josh, all of them get out of the car while Caleb drives to the Summit to meet up with them. Josh was the one with the AR, by the way. They thought Tushar wasn't going to be there and that he was supposed to be visiting Rachel. So they were just going to break in, steal all of the cash that they knew he had like in drawers and stuff, and then leave. Like that was their initial plan. Well, obviously it didn't go that way because Tushar was home and the three of them confessed to what happened. They all were arrested, and 4 years after Tushar's murder, they went on trial, and all four of them were found guilty and were sentenced to life without the possibility of parole for the murder of Tushar Atre.
So they weren't even like murdering for the weed. They were just murdering for the money.
For the money.
Should have just stolen some weed, called it a day.
Right. Just go to the Summit. You already know it's there. Go dig up some fucking
Yeah.
plants and move on.
Yeah, it's not like this guy like destroyed your life or something. Like, yes, he was a shitty boss and like he sucked and he was wacko. And okay, and the other crazy thing to me, with how paranoid he was, I'm so surprised like he didn't change his like security codes every time he fired someone.
Okay. So I'm glad you brought that up because he did at the labs. He was like at the end, he was changing his security codes at the labs like every 10 seconds. Anytime somebody
Oh.
left, he would change the code again. Like he was that crazy. But at home, his door he left alone. And I think it's because the passcode was Rachel's birth year. Also, I don't know if you've ever tried to change the code on one of those smart locks, but it's a fucking pain in the ass.
No, I didn't. Yeah, no, I guess his house, like that you'd think you'd be safe in your fucking house. Like, that's
Right.
fair. That's fair. That sucks. Poor guy. I feel bad
Yeah.
for him. Like, yeah, he sucked, but like, that don't mean he need to get murdered.
No, he didn't need to get murdered. Yeah, he was kind of an asshole, but I mean, who isn't really?
I'm just like, how did it escalate to them like killing this guy just because he was trying to flee? He didn't see them.
Yeah, but he
just
didn't
let him
know who they
go.
were. They literally should have just let him go to begin with because obviously they didn't even know who they were. And if they just let Tushar go, right, if they just let him go, I don't even think they would have investigated that far to see who it was. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they did talk to him and they did make him open the safe. And I think
that's
that
true.
they did know who he was because he was like, I'll give you whatever you want. Just tell me what you want. Like, I think that he did know who they were.
And then they were like, well, now we gotta kill him.
Yeah. Part of it, too, is like after they stabbed him in that drive to the Summit, like he was already dying in the car. I don't know why they shot him, though. Like, I feel like that was overkill. Like, he was literally already dying.
That's crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
So the weed was just like The weed was just like not even like an accessory to this murder. The weed was just innocent.
The weed was innocent, but in reality, it was the cause because if he didn't get into the weed industry,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have been so hyper focused on buying properties, doing black market things, getting involved with the cartel, looking for investments.
Yeah.
I think that he kind of unfortunately dug his own grave there.
Yeah. Especially like when you get involved in like black market shit, all bets
Yeah.
are off. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
signing any contracts, you're not
Nope.
protected by insurance, you don't have
Nope.
401k, like
Nope.
you are just hoping that you don't get caught and that you're just going to make a shit ton of money.
Right.
And it doesn't usually end up going that way, I feel like.
No, not really.
Especially when you have so many people involved, like he's had so many people involved this whole time in and out and different, reasons of having them involved and kicking them out and pissing them off. Like, oof, yeah, it's not a business to be doing that in, that's for sure.
Mm-mm. All right, buds. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's kind of a longer episode. I didn't think it was going to be this long, and then it turned this long, and that's what I get. I don't know brevity.
I think it's just because of the weed aspect of it. I think we just kept derailing on
Yeah,
talking about weed.
that's all right. Weed's good.
Hell yeah.
Next week we have a suggested case, which is going to be followed up with a very special bonus episode. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Then after that, I already know what my next case is. I'm very excited about that. I have not told Brianna. I'm just going to wait till the day. I'm not even going to hint. I'm not even going to put it in our little calendar. I'm just going to tell her the day. So I'm excited about those. Yeah. So make sure, remember, 100 followers. We'll get to do a giveaway for you guys. We appreciate you as always. Stay safe, stay lifted. Bye.
Bye.